listening to Package Your Genius, a conversation designed to give you clarity on your calling and serve as a catalyst for your career. I'm your host, Amanda Miller Littlejohn. Happy Monday. Today is, let me make sure my mic is on. That would totally suck if I recorded this whole podcast with my mic off, and that has happened. But happy Monday. It is Monday, June 10th, 2019 at the time of this recording. I'm Amanda Miller Littlejohn. I'm back here again with a message for you. Today, I am quoted in a newspaper article for the Washington Post Express. A few weeks ago, a reporter reached out to me about a story on personal branding and how we can stand out. And I thought one of the nuggets from the story would be a good message for you today. So if you're in the Washington, D.C. area, try to find a copy of the Washington Post Express. They usually have them near metro stations. So you can find them in a big yellow and blue newspaper box. But I'll also try to share a photo of the story on social media. But here is a piece from the story. Get comfortable talking about yourself in a strategic way. You're not bragging when you develop a strong professional brand. You're showing the value you can bring to a team, project, or workplace. Most people err on the side of humility, which is not a good thing, says DC-based branding coach Amanda Miller Littlejohn. There's a whole lot of stage between sharing and obnoxiously sharing, but most people don't even step onto it. They just stay quiet in fear that saying anything makes them seem obnoxious, and they wonder if people are perceiving them a certain way. But how could people perceive you as anything if you're a completely closed book? So basically the gist of what I was trying to share with that reporter and what I want to share with you today is just something that I see with my students, with clients, with people who finally make that decision to put themselves out there and start crafting the narrative that exists about them and really making sure people understand the value they bring to the table and what they can do. And when we start talking about thought leadership, sharing on social media, going after speaking engagements, even reaching out to the press, I am invariably shocked by how modest and humble, how modest and humble people are when they set out to start talking about themselves. And here's the thing, when you pitch yourself to the media or when you pitch yourself to land a speaking engagement where you're competing with a ton of other people, you have to stand out. You have to be the best. They're not going to choose you just because you're okay or you're good. When you're competing with other people who are also awesome, you have to show why you are more awesome than they are. So, think as more of a competitor when you are positioning yourself. And I'm not saying that you should embellish what you're doing and lie about what you've accomplished or what you have the potential to do. But by far, most of the people I talk to can't see the magic that they're bringing to any given situation. And then when they describe it to others, it just sounds ho-hum. It's not exciting. It's not attention grabbing. It wouldn't make me do a double take or follow up for more information. And so you're probably doing the same thing. And look, I'm guilty of it too. It's really hard to look at yourself, your skills, and your own talents, and then turn around and tell someone, this is why I'm great, or this is what's great about me, or this is why you should give me a shot. So I do find it helpful to talk to people you trust. I talk to friends, I talk to my husband, I have clients who can mirror back to me what I'm doing for them and how I'm making a difference for them. And that's extremely helpful. And so for you, that may be talking to a professional, a coach, someone who's kind of in this field of personal branding to help you figure out how do you talk about yourself. It may be talking to a friend who has communications expertise, journalism or PR experience, or to your biggest fan, right? So like, if you struggle with talking about yourself in a way that's captivating, number one, just drop the humility altogether and really begin to look at yourself from the standpoint of your champion, your cheerleader, your biggest fan. How would you talk about, the person who you think the most of? How would you describe their talents? How would you sell them? If you're a salesperson and you have to sell this person, how would you sell them? And then talk to people who think that way about you and get their feedback. What words would they use? What language would they use? What do they think that you are leaving out when you talk about yourself? But ultimately, review whatever you have written about yourself. Think through how you describe yourself in person when you're talking to people, and start looking for those indications of modesty or humility. Are you holding back from giving the solid metrics that really sell your capability and what you know how to do? Are you holding back the examples, right? And the case studies and the work history or the client history that really sells you and says, okay, this person gets results. This person is the real deal. Are you using no adjectives at all? And I think there's a new trend around not using so many adjectives and adverbs to describe the work that we do. But still, if you are the top performer, if you are, if you've won awards for being the most creative or whatever that distinction about you is, pull that in. So oftentimes we have a mental block on our own accomplishments and on our own ability to get results for others. So ask the people in your life that you care about and that you trust, do they feel like you are blocked when you talk about yourself, right? Like, do they feel like you share your message in the most glowing terms and in the most confident way? And if they don't, then maybe they can help you. Maybe they can sit down with you and point out where you could be a little more powerful and a little more confident in your message. But bottom line is, humility and modesty sell absolutely nothing. And they don't serve you. They certainly don't serve your message and your personal brand. You can't own everything, but the pieces of your brand and the pieces of your expertise that you can own, go all in on them, right? Like, you're not being obnoxious by simply telling the truth. See you tomorrow.